The studio doors are locked. This is a closed set. Will Murray.
No, I'm not one of those guys that like to spend all day on the toilet.
Jason Kaplan.
I am one of those guys that likes to spend all day.
Because you can't get off.
Their world.
The relationship has deteriorated. No.
Their life.
What is going on around here?
And the Howard Stern back office.
You were screaming and fighting and being drunk? No.
This is Back Office Radio with Will and Jason. Call 888-STERN-101.
Great ass.
Talking to me?
I think you were talking about me.
Oh.
That was, of course, John Lieberman. Welcome to Back Office Radio. We'll be hearing from John Lieberman shortly. He is live in New Brunswick, New Jersey, with Scott the Engineer bowling.
What a lucky guy.
I know. He gets all the perks around here. But before we get to that, welcome to Back Office Radio here on Howard 101. Give us a call, 888-STERN-101. That's 888-783-7610. We have a ton to talk about today. We have new douche of the week, new Page 69's State of the Office. We have a new bit we're introducing called the Divorce Pool, Staff Divorce Pool, where we're going to sit here and kind of keep track of who we think is going to get divorced and why. I have a name. I told the name to Will, and his eyes got big. And he's like, "Are you going to say that on the air?" And I said, "Sure."
I know, it's a scary bit.
It's your idea.
It was. I know. I pitched it before I actually thought about it. It happens a lot around here.
Now you have to name a name. You can't leave. I'm not going first. You have to name names.
No, I did. I thought of some names.
All right, Teddy. You're in, right? You're playing.
Teddy, the return of Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy.
Yeah, hi.
Teddy Scotland.
Teddy's sunglasses. Look at this. Sunglasses inside.
Yep.
And a scarf.
It's
It doesn't get much douchier.
Be careful.
Can I just
Someone
jump
else
in
here wears a scarf and sunglasses.
and say we have now done.
They look great on him.
As of right now, we've done more work in Scott's studio today than he's done in his studio today.
Listen, he's busy bowling.
Yeah, really. No, if you listen carefully, you can hear Scott work.
Oh, nice. That can't be Scott. The guy got a strike.
What's it called? What's it like when you leave him on the corner?
7-10 split.
Yep. Oh, that fucking 7-10 split.
By the way,
Bedposts.
if you go to howardstern.com, you can see where he ranks currently, and he's not doing so
Oh, no
great.
shit, really?
Yeah, he's not doing so great. He's in the 400s.
How many people are
how
there?
many?
Yeah.
Out of 400.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't pull up the website right this second, but I will. I will get to it. So we'll hear from John Lieberman. We have our thoughts on Gary and John's new VH1 show, which is debuting. We have our overlooked Howard 100 news stories of the week, your calls, and more. We got to stop doing the diner before work, dude, before this show. I'm done. I'm out.
Why?
Because I don't. As much as I love the diner, like I'm done. Like I am so.
What, full?
Oh, the belt's coming off.
Oh, gross.
Especially I got the burger with the fries and the extra thing of mayo, and
He was soaking up every last drop of mayo with the French fries.
They didn't give me enough.
She came over with the mayo. That's mine. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, listen, the skinniest guy at our table, or one of the skinnier guys at our table, Ryan in the back office, he orders a whole side bowl of blue cheese, which I think is more fatty than mayonnaise.
That's
I don't
pretty
know about
daring.
that. Is it?
It's pretty. I mean, it's cheese and cream, right? It's cheese and milk. It's a lot.
Talk to the health expert over here.
What did you eat?
What did I eat? I had a cheeseburger and fries with ketchup and mayonnaise.
Okay.
He had a
typically shitty meal.
Yeah. Well, what'd you eat that was so great?
No, I always eat the with chicken gyro.
Gyro, yeah, with rice.
And you were another guy with a bowl of white sauce next to you.
Tzatziki, though. I think Tzatziki's not bad for you. What is that
I
shit?
think it's
yogurt based.
Yeah, it's yogurt.
Much healthier.
No, yogurt's gross. It's alive. It eats you. It's a weird. It's got a weird texture. Anyway, I'm buttoning my pants because that's the kind of guy I am. We also had a writing meeting today. We always like to. So now we have these big writing meetings on Thursday. Coincidence? You started to hear Gary on the John Hein TV show on Thursdays, and we got to recruit. We should try and recruit JD for this show because I feel he's getting pushed out over there.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not hard to. It's not very easy to push JD around, but they managed to do that.
And I know I joke around and stuff, but there's literally not enough air in the universe for both Gary and John. Like, it's just, I listening to their show, I kept hearing JD start to talk, and then Gary would start to talk, and then he go, hold on, JD. I'm sorry, JD. And it's fine. Look, if John wants Gary to be part of the show, I think that's great. I think Gary is really knowledgeable and he's good on the air. But, poor JD, that's all. And poor Jenny. Who even remembers she's on the show anymore?
I know. I sat in on the wrap-up show. I think it was on Wednesday. I haven't done that in a while. And you just forget that it really is hard to get a word in edgewise with those two.
Oh, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
I just sit there and kind of nod at John most of the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. We'll have to find out about that.
There's room here, Jamie, so come on down.
Not much. What do we have, 6 people in the studio?
I'm just crossing off some notes. Hey, so speaking of the writers' meeting, so it's a lot of weird things. Listen, we were talking about JD. So Howard has put out an edict that we should all start to dress a little bit better around here. He didn't say we had to, but he's been suggesting it on the air and off the air. Hey, everyone kind of step up your game. So on Tuesday, JD showed up wearing this like sweater that he looked like he found like buried in the back of his closet.
It was like that Christmas sweater you get, you know?
It's like his one sweater. It's like his blue sweater. But he looked okay.
He looked good.
Then the next day, he wore the one button-down shirt he had, untucked and wrinkled, and it looked horrible. Today, he's totally back in the full JD's like sweatpants, sweatshirt.
Well, he's not. He doesn't have to impress anybody today. So.
Yeah, I thought that really stemmed more for on-air days and versus production.
You know what, man?
days.
It's a lifestyle. You either dress well or you don't dress.
Dress for the job you want, right? Jim?
I got the sports coat on. Will's got a nice button-down on. Teddy's got his ascot or whatever that is
Thank
over
you,
there.
yes,
His
yeah.
scarf.
His scarf. Speaking of weird dress,
Cold in here.
Cold neck, huh?
yeah. Richard was wearing some sort of girl jeans. Were those girl jeans?
I don't know what they were. They definitely, they're like, what's that shitty brand that Ronnie wears all the time?
Like Ed Hardy or something?
Yeah, exactly. Like the jeans equivalent of that shit. They've got, designs all over the fucking thing.
Affliction.
Exactly.
The MMA style.
Yeah.
I'm not good at multitasking, but during the commercial break, I'll tweet out a picture of Richard in his jeans from the whoa.
Wait.
On Stern Show.
I just want to make one
Elephant
comment.
coming through.
Fuck you. Wearing a fucking a blazer over a Batman shirt on Fridays for Geek Time. All right, so that's all I have to
That's
say.
my geek outfit,
Thank
dude.
you.
That's my geek outfit.
Put lipstick on a pig.
That's still a pig.
You know, it's a 4-year anniversary from the last time JD last shaved. It's a big deal.
I think this show is the only exercise that JD gets all week, like running down here.
I actually love doing this show in Scottsdale because you could hear him about a mile before he gets. You're like, then the door flies open. You wear a Batman shirt.
Oh my!
Hey, another weird JD thing, and maybe we'll come running down here. And Will, you pointed this out today. So a lot of times our writer meetings are crowded. Today it wasn't. There were plenty of empty open chairs, but JD won't sit in a chair.
No.
And he does it in the weekly writing, the daily writing.
He has to sit next to the window.
Right.
And he sits on the vent, I think for cooling, because to help his body. And then he does that thing where he like rocks back and forth like a mental patient.
Yeah.
That really is scary. I don't know what he does, what that's all about.
But you're right, because in our daily writing meetings, he sits on the windowsill.
Yeah.
And now we go to a bigger place for our weekly writer meetings, and he sits on the windowsill.
Maybe it's a creative thing. Maybe that's how he gets his thoughts.
Well, you should try to change it up a little bit.
All right, I'm just saying. Trying to stick up for the guy.
So Richard was wearing these weird jeans. I'll tweet out a picture of that at Stern Show during the commercial break. Tracy, who I love, did something I thought was kind of weird today. She brought these speakers in, like Bluetooth speakers, and was like playing music whenever there was a lull.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I meant to talk to you about that during the commercial break, or
what?
before we got on the air.
Oh, were we not going to bring that up?
I don't know.
You're the one that told me to write down the note. You asshole.
I got more detail on it.
Yeah, people around here are weird like that, though, because I like to have music on sometimes, and Will's been like, turn it down.
I just want
You know what it was? It wasn't the music itself. It was
Right.
the fact that Lisa G was dancing to it the entire time.
That's what we were getting.
And she
to.
does that little white person dance. Where she's like, boom, this is fun. We're having lots of
So
fun
she
here.
wasn't playing OAR then?
No.
Oh, she's playing like Black Keys and some other shit. Who is this? Is it Tracy?
Oh,
good.
shit. Not another one.
here.
Really?
No, I said I forgot to say something to Jason.
Tell everybody where it stems from.
I can't. I don't think I can.
Just to give you a little behind the scenes, this was Will's note. I agreed with him. I'm not saying I disagreed with him. It was Will's note, and then I say it on the air, and then I'm the asshole. Oh, here he is. Hold on. Everyone take a deep breath.
I just got a really quick question. Is the point of the show to alienate the entire office? Because you've single-handedly done it in about 4.5 minutes, Jason.
What else do we
Why
say?
just me?
Gary talks too much. Jason talks too much. Tracy's got speakers. JD dresses like shit and he's fat. I mean, who'd you leave out?
All right, thank you, everybody.
All right, now our show will be 1 hour.
Yes, actually, now that Gary's left the office, we are trying to alienate everyone in the back office.
What has happened?
Oh my God.
Listen, Gary's on the air all the time. I don't know why this is an alienation thing. I was saying that I feel bad for JD that he doesn't get enough airtime anymore. Actually, Jenny Hutt used to be the co-host of that show. It used to be John and Jenny. Then JD got put into the mix, and Ronnie, and now Gary's in the mix.
I know.
What am I saying that's wrong?
I think it's refreshing.
See, the problem with me coming in is I'm now on the air yet even more, and I don't.
This is a hijacking,
I
people.
don't want to be on the air. John asked me to sit in on the show. He thought I'd be good on the show. I said to John several times when we go to break, am I talking too much? He goes, no, I want you to talk more. So I'm following his lead.
That's cool. So John, what's the deal? Is that how you're producing the show? Are you kicking JD out? Is that what we're talking about here?
Let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, John wanted to do a show. He knows it needed a little bit of help with the staff around here. So he went with JD.
And Ronnie.
And Ronnie, because they're great. And Steve. And now he has the option of Gary, who's like the home run around here. So he's like, of course they're going to take Gary over JD.
Right, but what my question is when John is the producer and host of that show, tells Gary, no, talk more, you're talking fine, then he's clearly taking time away from JD. So what is John saying to JD in that essence?
I mean, JD got to talk.
JD served his purpose already.
I had not heard the show.
He got a Gary.
Right.
I had not heard the show enough to know how much or little JD was talking before I got there.
What I'm saying is, instead of John constantly whining about, I want 2 hours, maybe, when you have a guest on the show and then you have 14 co-hosts with you, maybe, I'm just critiquing, and I guess I'm the only one here, but whatever.
Here's how I look at it.
I just feel bad for JD.
This is my guess. Like, I watch the same TV shows every week. So John's got a new person in there now who's watching different TV shows than the ones that JD watches. And then it'll all sort of even itself out. I don't know that I'm on every week. I may not be.
Jimmy in Long Island, welcome
I think
to
you're good, by the way,
radio.
Gary.
Yeah, I think you're great. Jimmy, Long Island.
It was so hard to tell.
Well, no, I didn't say you were bad. I said that you were taking airtime away from JD, and it's not your fault. It's clearly John's fault, as you pointed out. Jimmy, Long Island, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey, guys.
Hey, now.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
Do you and John plan on, or have you swapped wives yet?
No.
Why not?
Because
you hold hands on-
listen, I could follow along with the joke and say we're having a bromance, but that's not our thing. If anything, we would just fuck each other. We're not going to swap wives.
Absolutely.
Although that wouldn't be a bad swap. I mean, that's a pretty even swap. John's. And also, you're Mary's tall and Debbie's short, and maybe it'd just be a nice change up for the both of you.
I think we've talked about this before, but hypothetically, if that situation were to happen, who would be the pitcher? Who's the catcher?
I haven't thought about it, so
Yes,
why would
you
I
have. Just one.
answering it is gay.
I'm going with John as the catcher.
I'm going with John as the catcher, too.
Nothing wrong with being gay. Just let's remind everybody that Richard is the one who pitched the bit all the time. Remember what he wanted to do was to pretend that John was prison raping you to see if you could fend him off.
Right.
Wait, hold on. Richard pitched more than once. Let's do a bit where John, he's a big guy, and let's see if he could try and prison rape us. That was the pitch.
That was the second creepiest idea. I think the first one was, hey, Howard, why don't you chloroform us, and then you can undress me. What?
Yes.
Hey, Sean in California, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's going on, man?
Hey, I don't know why everybody's piling on Gary right now.
I'm not piling on Gary.
Well, but what it's all about is that thank the Lord, baby Jesus, that you don't have John Hine on right now. I mean, that guy, it seems like he's owning the station. I mean, what? Please, stop, please.
Will you please stop alienating our car workers, sir?
You know what's really weird about this whole thing for me? When I'm sitting 5 feet away and I can't see you, I fucking hate you.
Right.
And then when I come in here, it's perfectly fine.
I know.
There's something, when I can't see you, the humor is lost.
I'm going to say, I don't know. We were just hanging out, and all of a sudden, like, 3 angry people come storming in here. I'm like,
wait a second.
What happened?
You don't find that some of the stuff that you say, it could be abrasive to people?
I don't know. I guess it is.
I know it is, but hey, we're doing a radio show.
Yeah, he knows. You're ashamed of him. I'm out of here.
That's it. He's out.
All right, so what we cleared up is that if JD is feeling bad on John Hine's show, it's John Hine's fault, as Gary clearly said. It's John wants Gary there and tells him to keep talking. So there we go with that. I'm gonna erase all the other Gary notes I had written down and just go to also in our writing meeting today, just to make sure we hit
We're
everybody.
still staying with the writers' meeting.
Should we move on? Are there any of the notes I should have been
know.
getting to?
I flaked on that fucking one.
Steve Brandano was getting a little mocked at the meeting today, and
great.
Steve, we've mentioned it's possible he could be a guy that's been getting angry easily recently.
Yeah.
He hates when we say that he's an angry guy, but I don't think he's an angry guy overall, but he can certainly be wound up very easily.
He was definitely holding his tongue today.
And some Black Key stuff came up, and you could just see him, like, sitting, because everyone just starts mocking Steve, and, you know.
No, it was better than that. I think it was Fred was busting his balls.
Well,
Like, so he can't say anything to Fred, of course.
Fred started doing the impression.
Yeah, and that's it.
I can't do it. You do it. You do a little.
Well, I mean, I forget what he was even saying. What was he talking about?
There was someone pitched an idea like the wheel of Black Keys or something. Like
Yeah, the wheel of Black Keys. I love the Black Keys.
And you can see it in the corner.
Do you think I'm afraid to say shit to Fred?
Yeah.
I am.
I'm when we're in a writers meeting.
You look like you wanted to tell him to fuck off today.
Yeah, I kind of do, but it's not really like, it's just we're in a meeting to make the show better.
Right. No, you handled it well.
No, yeah, we were just.
And so it's like,
I could see you gritting your teeth a little bit.
Everybody fucking goof on me for trying to get the 3 Grammy winners on. You know, like, okay, cool. Whatever I can contribute to the show.
But were you getting angry? I mean, I would be if I was you.
Of course I'm getting angry because at this point, you guys know, I talked about it in the wrap-up show, I just don't get it. So, I mean, there's not, let's keep having, whatever.
Do you feel JD is getting slowly pushed off John Hines?
No, if JD was saying anything like this, I would say you guys have a point. I mean, as soon as JD starts complaining, oh, by the way, when you hear me speak as much as I do on John Hines' TV show, it should be proof that no one's getting pushed out. So if JD starts complaining, we'll bring it up. You guys can speculate about us.
Mr. Producer, let's just
couldn't help himself
today.
I tried. I sat there. I listened to everybody come in. It worked. You did it, okay? I am not pushing JD out. He can say whatever he wants. If Gary's here on Thursday, he's more than welcome to come on the show.
He just has to talk over Gary, right?
Look, what can I tell you? Gary loves TV, likes talking about it. Everybody is cool with it, except for you two idiots who are doing this. You're absolutely...
Do JD for a second, try.
The what?
Hold on. JD, hold on. We'll come right back to you.
You're blaming me for that? Or you're blaming Gary for that?
I'm blaming you. Gary just said that you told him that he asked you, am I talking too much? And you said no.
No, I don't think he is.
All right.
But JD can pipe up whenever he wants.
I just dropped everything.
And I love how you're both pretending this show might alienate some people. I have no idea what you're talking about. You know exactly what we're talking about. You guys are doing a fantastic job. It's great. I can't wait to hear the rest of the writers' meeting.
What happens is sometimes, and I'm going to throw this up. Will, like, we're talking in the green room, we're riffing about stuff we're going to talk about. Will has tons of great stuff to talk about, and then we come in here, and sometimes Will actually gets the first time he's here.
I know, I get scared. I'm sorry, I do.
No, look, we all expect it from you, Jason. Will, on the other hand,
yeah, that's the problem. They expect you to be a complete asshole, and then
Jenny, Gary, JD, you. That's 4 hosts of the show.
Ronnie, don't forget Ronnie.
Well, Ronnie calls in, and Steve's the producer.
And Steve. And Ryan on the phones.
And Ryan on the phone.
Yes,
better question. Sophie's choice on the show, JD or Gary?
Yeah. Today, you could only go with one of them moving forward.
For John Hines' TV show, I would keep JD.
Wow.
Such a lie. Such a lie.
Liar.
I would.
Okay, Gary, never go on his show again.
What do you mean? Oh, I thought you were asking me that.
No, I'm saying.
No, I would. But
he's already formulating the love letter to Gary
look,
to
Jason,
make up for this.
You know very well that certain changes have been made on this show in order to preserve it to being on the air, okay? And you know exactly where that's coming from. And so I am following
You mean when you started the show, you weren't envisioning Ronnie calling in with Gossip Girl updates?
No, that wasn't the original plan. But look, we evolve like anything else, and it's gotten us to, He's
a smart guy, John. You got to give him credit for one thing. He's a smart, savvy dude.
Very smart guy. He's a shark. Listen. Go in the back and relax and eat because we're later when we talk about your and Gary's TV show.
You're probably going to want to come back. All right, thanks for the warning. Have a great show, you asshole.
Well then.
Wow, great first segment.
Hey, we got through all the notes.
Only 4.5 more pages of them.
Wow. And Matt in Massachusetts, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey now.
Hey now.
First of all, I think they should cut John Hines' TV show and give you guys a 3-hour show. I mean, we get John Hines every day, for Christ's sake.
No, we need the material.
You can hit Tim Sabian up at Tim Sabian on Twitter.
I love John, by the way.
Yeah, John, so do I.
It's too much, but I don't know. You guys start ragging on JD a little bit. I mean, not really ragging on him, but I'm the same age as JD, and I feel bad for this guy. Like, he lives in New York. He works on the Howard Stern show.
Right.
Like, I know so many people the same age that have so much less going on that get girls. Like,
I'm gonna jump in here and tell you why you should not feel bad for JD and why no one should feel bad for JD. JD is a 33-year-old man. He has all the resources he wants at his disposal. He takes no effort to better himself. He doesn't see a psychiatrist. He tried very briefly antidepressants. He doesn't go to the gym. He doesn't go and buy new clothes. I mean, at some point,
Wait, I don't think his life is that bad.
I don't think his life is that bad either, but he does. He says all the time he's depressed. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't have.
Wait, he fucks lots of chicks out of his league.
Right.
He gets $2,000 or whatever it is per block party.
Yeah.
Appearance.
To the point where he goes, I'm just doing it once a month now.
Yeah,
that's how much money he's rolling.
He works for the Sturgeon. Howard loves the guy.
Calls him his son.
It's not that bad.
I agree with you, but JD will
The
tell
haircut's
you.
bad, not the life.
And the beard.
He's not that depressed.
Okay. I hope you're right. I love him.
We're tight.
I love him.
I thought he sat next to the window for a reason.
I'll say, someone has a theory on that. Leon in Canada, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey guys, perfect timing. I'm listening to talk about JD here. About the rocking and the sitting at the window. This all comes together. Think about who JD is. He is the most socially anxious guy probably you all know, to the point that he can't even sit beside you in a meeting, and he knows you. When people are uncomfortable, they have physical reactions to that, and one of those things is you get quite hot, hence the sitting on the vent. And the next step is you got to try and get that nervous energy out, so they do what's called regulating. Some people flick their pen, some people tap their foot.
He shakes like a mental patient.
Jesus.
That's a funny theory, and I do think that JD is socially awkward. And again,
Here he is. That was a quiet entry, by the way.
Oh, he heard us talking about it.
I will explain why I sit so far away.
Okay.
Because I am not the most vocal at these meetings, so I feel uncomfortable being sort of in a position where it may seem, where I may be seen to be vocal or whatever. So I like to stay back, and if something comes to mind for me to say, then I'll say it. Otherwise, I'm out of the way. I don't like to be, the focus of attention or whatever. And that's all.
Well said.
Well, yeah. Hey, do you feel that Gary is taking too much time away from you on the John Hein TV show?
No, because I actually don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I try to.
So why are you on the show?
With this,
why do you do
because
it?
John Hein asked me to, and
that's everyone's answer. They're only doing the show because John Hein asked them to.
Well, listen, he is probably one of my best friends here, so of course I'm gonna because I like talking to him.
If we made a formal offer, would you leave John Hein's TV show and join Back Office Radio? We will never make fun of you again if you join.
No, I cannot forget. You can forgive, but you can't forget. Sorry.
Did you hear John? Do you believe John when he said he would choose you over Gary as a permanent co-host?
That's a lie.
Know. Who knows?
Free cheeseburgers for a year if you join us.
Whoa.
I mean, excuse me, free salmon and macaroni and cheese for a year.
Yeah, well, just one a day. One a day.
No. And by the way, the block parties are only like once a month, if that. So that's why it's only,
All right. Do you think
fucking Jamaica?
Do you think Jenny resents Gary being on?
Do I think Jenny? I don't know. I don't talk to Jenny all that much.
You sounded really excited about Jamaica. What was that all
I'm not looking forward to Jamaica.
Why? It's going to be a big party.
Because I'm not looking forward to traveling.
Yeah, he had a bad experience in Jamaica once.
Oh, right. He almost drowned in 3 feet of water.
Hedonism? Was that it?
Did you see that video ever?
Yeah, when he started to drown.
He goes down the water slide.
I can't get. Where's the top? Where's the air?
I know it's going to sound mean, but it really was kind of like a beach whale scenario.
He was literally rolling around in the water. It's like, just stand up, you idiot.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever explained this.
Howard TV, please put that video back up on YouTube. I'll tweet it out.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I was going down a water slide. And
that poor slide.
However, I was laying down or whatever, I don't know, but the water just kept getting into my eyes and into my face. And I couldn't see. I didn't know where I was.
When he would roll over,
I didn't know I was at the bottom of the pool until I was out of it. So I couldn't figure out where I was or where to stand or whatever. I started freaking out.
Somebody put an elephant a lifeline.
And you want to talk, fuckhead?
No, I'm talking to the sound effect.
Okay, all right.
There's like 6 porn stars watching. watching too.
There was no porn stars actually that day.
Oh,
All
right
right.
there.
All right. Can I leave now?
Yeah, we got to get
Anything
some
else?
breaking news anyway.
Oh, breaking news.
And
Oh,
breaking news. Thank you, JD.
Thank you.
Watch out for the kiddie pools. Joining us now. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Live from North Brunswick, New Jersey. It is the one, the only John Lieberman. What's up, Johnny boy?
Hey guys, how we doing? Quite a day out at the bowling alley today, I gotta tell you.
So what is happening? Let's just update where Scott is in this contest.
Wait, is this a professional bowling event?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
What is it, John?
Wait, you were breaking up a little bit. What's that?
What is it? Is this a PBA event?
Yeah, this is an actual USBC. It's a pro event, and it's a major event. 468 bowlers, and Scott going into today was ranked 418th out of 468. So he was struggling mightily coming into today, and he didn't improve too much today with his performance.
You know, is Scott the only non-professional in this contest?
No, he's not. I would say, no, there are other non-professionals, but, you know, Scott is a fairly established league bowler, and he even went as far as to simulate the oil conditions on his league bowling, bowling lane to be ready for this tournament, but unfortunately it just didn't help.
I got a quick question for you. Greg Carmel, who's one of the camera guys, he's a producer for Howard TV. He told me that going to Las Vegas with Scott for the last bowling event was one of the worst experiences of his life. It was literally the most boring thing he's ever shot for Howard TV. Are you experiencing the same thing?
Well, I got to tell you, I covered last year's and this year, and it does get monotonous just watching somebody roll a ball down the lanes. But I do have breaking news for you guys.
Ooh.
Today was the most exciting bowling game I have ever witnessed. Let me explain to you why. This morning, during the second game that Scott was bowling, and he was bowling horribly, even he admitted that. In the middle of the second game, a guy yells out, "Baba Booey," right as Scott releases the ball. Nobody really said anything. It kind of just went into the wind. Next ball. Scott launches his next ball. Same guy yells, "Baba Booey," as loud as he can. The next thing you know, Scott's wife is literally yelling at the Baba Booeyer. We have this all on microphone. We're giving it to Howard. His wife becomes enraged about how disrespectful it is to Baba Booey, and it's not only about Scott, it's about all of the other bowlers, and how dare this guy yell this out in the middle of the bowling alley. Literally, the bowling alley fell silent.
She lectured the entire bowling alley?
You are talking about 1,000 people in this bowling alley, and the place just went silent, and all you hear is Scott's wife, in a very loud tone of voice, reprimanding this man. How dare he disrespect the game of bowling, and it was, he should be kicked out for doing this, and
wow.
So that's part one.
She's like Tiger Woods' caddy.
I was going to say, he actually made it fun for a second.
I've never seen any outbursts like that at a bowling contest. Granted, I haven't been to that many bowling contests, but it even got better after that because I captured it all on microphone, and I cleared it with her. I said, "Look, I have to use this. I captured it. I have to use it."
Hell yeah.
She was fine. All she said was, "Make sure you tell the truth." And I said, "Robin, well, the truth is, I'm just going to play the clip, and it speaks for itself. The guy, Baba Booey, and you, in a loud voice, reprimanded him." Well, the next thing I know, she's telling Howard TV, though, she refuses to sign a release. Now, for the video footage, now Howard TV only has a little bit of the end of the video because by the time they turned around, because they were focused on Scott and his bowling, and it was only one camera, by the time they turned around, they got a little bit of her, but she was adamant that she did not want to.
Well, here's the deal, John, and I know it always gets a little bit weird with your wives, but Mrs. Salem, the only reason Scott had the day off to be in this bowling tournament in the first place is because Tim and Howard gave it to him. The only reason he's in this bowling tournament in the first place is because he's on the Howard Stern show. And why don't you play ball with the Howard TV people that are there filming this entire thing, making it so they're going to want to invite Scott back next week? That is ridiculous. I'm outraged.
A guy from the USBC actually, just by total coincidence, happened to be filming
at the same time as it's Baba Booey. So he too captured a lot of this on the official bowling camera, and I believe they're going to be streaming the Baba Booeys next week.
Now, John, I have a Jason-centric question for you here. Bowling alleys can sometimes have some of the best greasy food, especially the New Jersey bowling alleys. The one by my house used to have a great burger counter with the old school, mustard and ketchup dispensers and great cheese fries. Have you gotten to eat any of the food there?
Well, cameraman Patrick had a grilled cheese with fries
and
rated it very highly.
Nice.
I actually had a chicken Caesar salad.
Pussy.
Bowling?
Why would you get a chicken Caesar? I mean, that's got to be the grossest chicken Caesar salad in the world.
It wasn't horrible. No. It really wasn't as horrible as you thought. But I can tell you,
We'll bring an endorsement.
the snack bar was packed. I mean, you'll recall this was the snack bar where Scott blew up last year because his hamburger took 30 minutes. Well, this year there were no blow-ups, but I do need to fill you in on one other piece of breaking.
All right, hit us up with one last thing here, buddy.
Okay, real quick. Scott did blow up yesterday. Multiple sources confirmed the garage in Manhattan where he parks his car made him wait more than 30 minutes for his car, forcing him to almost be late for the bowling tournament. And I'm told by multiple sources he did have a blow-up at the garage while getting his car yesterday because he was afraid that he was going to be late. It turns out...
I get pissed too. 30 minutes?
I gotta say,
Fuck that.
30 minutes. I always like to jump on somebody for being an asshole, but 30 minutes. You don't have any idea. Anybody outside New York City, you have any idea what we pay for parking in here? It is ridiculous. There are rents that are cheaper than a parking spot in New York.
It's like $400 a month.
It's ridiculous. And you know what? For $400 a month, you should be able to get your car within 10 minutes. Sorry.
Absolutely.
So I'm on Scott's side. John, thanks a lot. If any breaking news happens during our show, we're on till we're on for 2 hours. Just give us a call. I'm sorry, Teddy.
All right, have a good rest of the show, and don't play any clips of me. Thank you.
Excuse me? You couldn't hear all the ones we were already playing. Joseph in San Diego, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey, Jason and Will. Want to say you guys are running a great show.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I'm actually on my way to Vegas, and the reception of terrestrial radio used to be horrible, but this 5 hours is going by like crazy.
Kick ass, man. Glad we could be
appreciate the behind-the-scenes stuff. It's interesting.
Cool, man. Glad we could be here for you. And speaking of behind the scenes, we have a lot more coming up. We have our staff divorce pool. We still have to do our state of the office. Will's having a new baby.
Everyone hates us in the office.
Everyone hates. Oh, whatever. I don't know. Lots of good stuff. Oh, douche of the week. All new Page 69s. All that good stuff. Next on Howard 101.
This is Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101. You're listening to Back Office Radio with Will Murray and Baby Butt on Howard 101.
There he is, Baby Butt.
Do you
she call you Baby Butt? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, Baby Butt.
Baby
Butt.
Baby
butt.
Elephant Butt.
Hey, yeah, she didn't classify. Hey, whatever, man. Listen, if your wife doesn't think your butt's cute, you're in trouble. That's all you got.
I have no butt. She calls me Bony Butt.
Are you really? You're Bony Butt?
I have no butt. No, she doesn't. No.
Yeah, you are. You're Bony Butt. Hey, you're listening to Back Office Radio with Baby Butt and Bony Butt, only on Howard 101.
Don't deflect, idiot.
On at Stern Show, I tweeted out Richard Christie as fancy jeans. I tweeted out a picture of Richard Christie in his fancy jeans. He's wearing some sort of girly jeans or whatever today, and half the office piled in within the first 10 minutes of the show to say that they don't like us anymore. You walked out there for a few minutes.
No. They're all listening, so I guess that's a good sign.
We're the #1 show in the office. Welcome to Back Office Radio. Give us a call, 888-783-7610. That is, of course, 888-STERN-101. And let's just jump right into
Douche of the Week.
I just want you guys to know you have a call screener in the office. That's why your show is on in the office. Plenty of us are trying to work.
We can't even get away with that people are listening to the show?
Again, it's what bothers me about this show is you guys just get to say whatever you want.
Andrew and Georgia, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Yeah, Steve Brandano is your typical douchebag who wants to act like he knows everything there is to know about new and upcoming music, and he's in on all the indie cool shit. But the fact is that every fucking loser frat dude in every frat house in America has been pumping the Black Keys for 2 years, and they're mediocre at best.
No, I'm gonna side with Steve, at least on the Black Keys here. Black Keys are awesome. They're one of my favorite bands. Yeah, we locked the studio door. We're sick of it. We don't want this to be the wrap-up show where everyone just runs in and we get it. You're mad at us. Oh well, at the end of the show, everyone could come in and air their grievances.
Steve has huge biceps. He might be able to lift the door up.
Oh yeah. He likes showing off the guns. I agree. I love the Black Keys, and they're fans of the show, and it seemed like an easy fit a couple years ago to get this up and coming, this band that's on the cusp of exploding onto the show. Gary disagreed, and here we are. So anyway, let's do douche of the week. Teddy, welcome back from where did you come from?
I want to go back.
Scotland.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll play it later. Nothing. I want your douche of the week.
My douche of the week's pretty fucking easy today because. Thanks, Jason, and Will can back me up on this. My douche of the week is you and Steve, because Will and I had to sit through a fucking 45-minute argument this morning on which Batman movie was the best Batman movie.
Now, for the record,
we're sitting there trying
to
get shit done, and all we hear is Steve and Jason arguing about, no, the Dark Knight
They're
was
so
better.
fucking passionate.
No, the White Knight was better. Whatever fucking
I don't know how you can say the Heath Ledger movie isn't the best one of all three of them.
Best. 45 minutes.
First of all, there was no way that was 45 minutes, because we're all of us working very hard in the back office.
Oh, you're right. 4.5 minutes.
Exactly. However, the other thing I would say, Steve and I we're talking about the Christopher Nolan Batman movies specifically.
Right.
We love all three of them almost equally. So it really is splitting hairs to find out which one you like the best. I rewatched all three over this last weekend and last night. And
why? Did you roll your ankle or something?
I got them on Blu-ray. I love the movies. And, so rewatching The Dark Knight Rises, which I loved when I saw it in the theater, it hit me that it's awesome. I mean, it's really awesome. It's better than The Dark Knight. Sorry.
Here's my point with the whole thing. I mean, Jason, okay, I'll give him a little credit. He's somewhat of a grown-up. He's in the process of buying a house. He's married, the whole thing.
Okay.
But this is as good as it gets in Brandano's life. As a passionate discussion about fucking Batman, like, that's as adult as it gets. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest problem in his life.
It carried
Where
on
does
in the elevator after lunch. It carries on all day.
I have heard you and John argue about fucking college basketball and talk about different
that's a
mascots.
distraction from my life. It's not the center of my life.
But you talk about it just as passionately as we talk about Batman movies.
No, but again, like I said, I'm talking
what do you
about
think the movie
from a
is?
larger sense.
But what do you think the movie is?
No,
The movie's not a distraction from my life?
You just said you spent the last 9 hours watching all three of those movies.
How many hours did you spend watching college basketball?
I don't have that kind of time. I watch Syracuse games, and I keep them on DVR so I can watch them in an hour.
I watch one Batman on Saturday, one Batman on Sunday, one Batman on Monday, and one Batman on Wednesday. I don't think that's such a big deal.
Well, anyway, I just had trouble coming up with a douche of the week, so there.
And you just sit around and drink all day. I don't want to hear about
I haven't had a drop of alcohol since Saturday.
It didn't sound like it when you called from London, sounding like you...
I know. I was ill.
People thought you were calling...
Not Riley Martin ill. I was real ill.
All right, so at the end of the day, me, Steve, and Batman are your...
Douche of the week.
I'm going to go next. I am going to say my douche of the week is, once again, and it's been a while since I mentioned him, but it is the one, the only, Scott DePace, director of the Howard TV show, who is on some tear. First of all, and what my issue with him is about him and Richie Wilson, but let's just do our Scott update now. Last week was week 4 of Scott not talking to you. We are now on week 5. Will, what is the Scott DePace update?
We had a private discussion.
And
we're cordial.
Cordial.
You're going to start lending each other, like, lawn equipment again?
I don't know if we're at that point. No.
Scott, poor Will. Scott is like the most high-maintenance friend in the world.
No, I did not say that.
No, he's not. I'm saying it.
No, you just wrote it down.
I am not going to say one negative thing about Scott on the show.
And this is why Scott DePace is a high-maintenance friend. Clearly, he got to Will and said, don't say anything negative about him.
He's my friend. Well, he's kind of my friend.
Well, is Gary not your friend?
Gary's my friend, yeah.
Well, you have no problem saying negative stuff about him on the air.
No.
You want to share my Twilight membership? Don't say anything again.
Is JD your friend?
JD is a very good friend
You
of
have
mine.
no problem saying negative stuff about him on the air?
Well, I'm not getting involved in this discussion.
Who's a better friend, Scott or JD?
Right now?
Ever.
To this moment?
Always.
Well, Scott was always a better friend, but right now JD's a better friend.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you can say, read between the lines. Will say bad things about all his friends except Scott DePace, who put up, I guess, went on a 4-week hiatus of talking to Will because he's a little girl.
There's degrees of things you say about people, and if somebody feels that things you say could hurt them professionally, then I get their point, and I don't want to do that to that person.
Like when we were calling him an anti-Semite.
No, Jason, shut the fuck up. No. He's married to a Jewish woman, right? You know that, right?
He's 1/8 Jewish, I've heard.
Yes, he's Jewish, too.
Was calling him bald without hurt him?
No, I don't think he cares if you call him bald.
I did that on Twitter, and he yelled at me.
I know.
I took that little picture.
Here's why Scott DePace is the douche of the week. 5 or 6 years ago, when Scott was discussing his stupid video caddy on the air, I walked into the studio and just trashed it. I just said it was a stupid product. It was overpriced. It was basically just a clamp you could go buy in Home Depot and attach a camera to. It didn't even come with a camera, which made no sense.
They're using one today.
And Scott blew up at me on air and off air. And one of the things he screamed about off air when I was like, why are you being so brutal about this? And he said, I'm trying to this is my passion project, and you're supposed to be a friend, and that friends don't do that to each other. They don't walk in and just shit all over their life's work and blah, blah. I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
I don't remember you guys being friends.
Neither do I, but he likes to pull that card when he wants to call me a textbook Jew. So Richie Wilson, you were there, you saw it. Richie Wilson pitched an idea to Mark Cuban the other day. Richie Wilson, who works with Scott DePace in the Howard TV room, and his idea I thought was actually pretty good. It was called Shittins, and it was a mitten shape, or it was a
mitten shaped baby wipe.
Yes. Thank you. That you would wipe your ass with or clean your ass with in the shower. And I thought, hey, that's
already marketing it, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, Mark Cuban bit a little bit. He was like, look, you don't have any business plan. You have nothing going on right now, but come back to me when you do, because this sounds interesting to me. And of course, Richie's eyes light up. Why wouldn't they? Mark Cuban said he's worth $3 billion, and the guy is saying he possibly likes your idea. So Scott DePace goes right on the wrap-up show, starts shitting on it, goes right onto our email system and starts shitting on it, goes right onto Twitter and starts shitting on it. Well,
even today he said, well, all those ideas were terrible. They were nothing compared to the video caddy.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, the video caddy's kind of dated. It doesn't work anymore.
So either Scott DePace is not Richie Wilson's friend, which would be my guess, or he's been a complete hypocrite again, where if you make fun of him, it's World War III, but when he makes fun of you, it's, oh, come on, I'm just joking around. What do you think it is, Will?
What's that? Sorry, what?
Rob in Florida, welcome to Back Up. Hold on. So Scott DePace is my
douche of the week.
All right, Rob in Florida, you want to jump in on this? What's up?
Hey, this is the one that's the doomsday guy that thought you and Eric should be gone. Remember?
No, and you have a really bad phone connection, so jump to the point real quick.
Hey, you guys, definitely douche of the week, but how come you can't say Howard's douche of the week for taking vacation?
Why are we douche? Listen, when Howard takes vacation, it makes my life easier. Whatever. All right,
hey, are you a doomsday guy?
Are you a doomsday prepper?
AKA psycho?
Teddy went, Jason went, I went. I just talked about, I'm reading the sheet here. Will, it is your turn to name douche of the week.
My douche of the week for 2 weeks in a row.
Hey now.
Jason Kaplan.
That's it. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Seriously, I have a good reason, though.
Don't say bad stuff about me anymore on the air, or I'm not going to be your friend.
Don't do bad stuff to me, you douche.
Okay.
So this is what happened. Last week we started doing a little spring cleaning in the office.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to make it a little more professional, right? So I have all this shit behind my desk. I was like, I got to get rid of it. One of which was a teddy bear, an Eagles teddy bear that John Hein had given to me months ago.
For your kid?
No, he's full of shit, by the way.
Oh, he said it, yeah.
Here's the thing with the stupid teddy bear. I think his daughter must have won it like a fucking raffle or something. He's like, I don't want this piece of crap in my house. I'll give it to Will because it says Eagles on it and he can deal with it. So I had the teddy bear. I kept it for like a year just to be nice, right?
Right.
So I figure I'm going to throw it out last week. I throw out the teddy bear. I come back on my computer. I get an IM from John Hein. What the hell are you throwing out the teddy bear for? I'm like, no, I'm taking it home. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Followed by a picture of the fucking teddy bear in the trash. I'm like, who is the piece of shit in the office feeding all this information to John Hein? Yeah, it's Tubby fucking Winkle over here. Jason Kaplan. Baby butt.
It wasn't the key thing to do, but I did stand there with my camera saying, I'm taking a picture of this and sending it to John.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, but why didn't you bring it home?
I didn't want it at home.
It was so sad. It was I'll tweet out a picture now. It was this teddy bear. It was like on the top of the garbage, just like hanging out for its dear life. And then Steve goes, didn't John give that to you for your kid or something?
No, he didn't give it to me for my kid.
Here we go.
And then John pulls this horseshit move where he's like all offended when I know he couldn't give a flying fuck that I threw that bear away.
How could you?
Yeah, right. This is what I get.
Every gift for 7 years I've given you, you toss aside, you throw away.
Listen,
my younger daughter said, Will would love, it used to be Uncle Will, now it's Will would love this eagle bear. I'm sure he'd be thrilled. And then
your daughter could put me out of a line.
I get a text. That's true, because you don't come over. And then I get a text from Jason showing the eagle bear face down in the garbage.
I'm like, nobody likes your garbage.
I'm like, damn, Will, that's right.
I just like the part of like, no, what are you talking about, John? I'm taking it home. And then you sent me the picture of it in the trash can.
I did send the text pretending like I didn't know. And then
Who's douchier? Me doing that or Will lying, just blatantly lying to his friends?
Oh, you're douchier.
Good. I was going to call John a douchebag for giving it to me, but we'll leave it alone. Thank you for the teddy bear.
Will names Jason as his
douche of the week.
Oh, this show is so much fun. I think Will's going to stop talking to me after this.
No, you're good. We're good again.
Speaking of alienating people, Will came up with a great idea. I wanted to bring back the Stern Death Pool, but make it a staff edition where we figure out who on the staff is going to die first. Everyone else thought that was a little too hardcore, so fine. But Will came back with an idea to do a staff divorce pool, and who on the staff will get divorced.
Well, somebody called in earlier this week, and they said to Howard, hey, how's the marriages of everybody in the back office going? So I said, why don't we do our own divorce pool?
So, Al, we got the music? There we go.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's go around the room. Teddy, have you given this any thought?
No.
Oh, okay, we'll come back to you.
Yes, please.
Will, have you given this any thought? Well, you better.
I did.
Okay.
At first, I was like, who is the person that will be least offended by me saying this?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm looking for right now.
Which is probably Ronnie and Stephanie.
They're not married.
But, you know,
right.
They're essentially married. I think so.
Is that how you're playing it? You're just picking them because they're the least to get offended by it?
I'm not done what I was going to say.
All right.
But then I said, all right, I'll give it a little more thought.
Yeah.
And I think I have to go with Richie Wilson and Rachel Fine. Because it's a marriage built, I feel like, on the show somewhat. Like they both have, a strong affiliation with everybody here. And that once this show goes away, possibly, I'm not saying it will. I mean, I don't know them all that well.
Right.
That maybe some of the magic will be lost. The lust will be gone, and they could possibly split up.
I think
Plus, Richie could be a maniac at any time, and just snap.
That's a bold choice. I know Rachel and Richie, and you can say it's pretty much about any couple, though. I mean, especially they're pretty newly married. I mean, they seem to get along awesome. They seem very compatible with one another. But that's an interesting pick and an interesting reason why.
One other point with that too, by the way, you look at those two and you're like, wow, Richie Wilson is dating way out of his league. Let me tell you. That kid, for as long as I have known him, has gotten way hot chicks. I don't know what it is about him, but he's always gotten hot girls. So, it's not a whole dating up thing.
No, Richie's always dated consistently and dated hot chicks. So it's not like, he's marrying the first chick.
When I was a young guy, I remember we went to like a strip club with these two chicks that he knew from home or whatever, and they were 10s. They were like, I was like, what the fuck am I doing at this club with these two girls right now?
If you have thoughts on who on the staff will get divorced first, give us a call, 888-STERN-101. That's 888-783-7610. Teddy, you come up with anyone yet?
They don't have to be married, right? They can be just dating.
No, they should be married. But
you lose points.
You lose. It's not as cool.
All right,
just who do you think is going to break up first?
Lisa and Benji.
Oh, that shouldn't even count. We want to talk about real relationships.
I just thought maybe when her lithium wears off, she'll finally realize, like, what the fuck am I doing? And, I got to get out of this kind of thing or whatever. But, all right, so.
All right, lame answer. Thank you.
Lame answer.
Oh, what?
Go back.
Yeah, come on, give us somebody, you fuck.
All right, John Hein.
Do you
Why?
really think that?
Because he's going to run away with Gary.
I will move up. I'm going to name someone a lot of people in our audience don't know, but it was the name that made Will gasp.
Wait, who?
This could be good.
And I'm just spit by it. But our news director, Brad Driver, and for people who don't know Brad Driver, he's a great guy. He runs our entire news team, and his wife is very awesome too. But she's a gigantic success.
Yeah.
Since he's married her, she has started what started out as a small music management company that has totally blown up. And she is flying
huge
all over the world, hanging out with all these, interesting acts, backstage all the time, making, I don't know how much they're making, but I would imagine it's a substantial sum of money at this point.
I know that, she reps this guy named Cascade, who's like a huge DJ.
Right.
And DJing is huge. And he goes to these 3-day festivals, And somebody gave me a figure on it, and it was like absurd how much money they make. Like he gets $100,000 per day for like a 3-day festival. So that's $300,000. And she's got to be taking 10% of that. That's $30,000 in a weekend she's making. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I think those are the numbers I heard.
She's making coin. She's making coin. So much. So you know. Look, I don't have any insight into the relationship, but she's very pretty. She, you know, it could turn into one of those imbalanced relationships where her career is taking off money-wise and travel-wise in a different direction than maybe his career is going. Maybe he's happy being the stay-at-home husband if it goes to that. But if I had to pick all of the couples, with the exception of Sal and Christine, seem happy, and Scott and his wife seem like happy relationships. But as someone else pointed out earlier today, you know, the ones that you think like Sal and Christine were going to get divorced. It either would have happened already, or they're waiting for the last kid to go to college. You know, same with Scott and his wife. Like, you know, if they were going to get divorced, it would have happened already. So if we had to pick a newer relationship, I think because of the different career paths, it could possibly be. I'm putting down Brad Driver in my box on the divorce pool.
All right. So just to review, I have Rachel Fine and Richie Wilson.
Yep.
Teddy, who'd you pick again?
Benji and Elisa.
No, that's not. No, you said married couple. Then it was even worse.
Jason and Jamie.
John Hine and Debbie Hine. Okay, that's a terrible one. And what, Jason?
I said Brad and his wife.
Yes.
And Andrew in South Carolina. Welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm thinking it's going to be Sal and Christine on an Austin factor. Maybe they stay together just because of the show. When Sal's not making any money or not doing anything with his life, she's going to go and, you know, find something.
Yeah, but she's got a shelf life too, you know? I mean, how long is she going to wait for Sal to completely bottom out?
You know when that could possibly end? When the kids graduate college or high school.
Yeah, that's what I said. When the last kid goes to college, maybe that's you know, who knows what goes on. My younger brother had a friend when we were growing up whose parents were divorced. But they never told the kid that they were divorced.
Right.
They were just living together as husband and wife, divorced for years.
Yeah, did you hear that Mark Cuban situation the other day? Like, the parents are married, but they're so old, it's like, who gives a shit anymore? Right. So he goes down to Miami and, like, parties with chicks, and she's just up in Pittsburgh playing golf all the time. They're just married on a piece of paper. They're not really together.
But the Mark Cuban and his wife? Is that what you're saying?
No, Mark Cuban's parents.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's always weird when old people get divorced. When my grandmother moved to, like, one of those, you know, old people developments, you know, we have to be of a certain age to buy a house there. There was this couple next door. They looked like they were in their 80s. And they got divorced. And I was like, I thought that was the weirdest. I'm like, really? You guys can't just figure this out for the 3 weeks you have left on this earth?
Right. That's the time you want somebody, you know, when you need somebody to wipe your ass.
You just look and you know that they spent 50 probably miserable years together. And now they're going to call it at the finish line. They're going to call it.
Right. And sometimes interview these porn stars and they'll sleep with like an 85-year-old man. It's like his dying wish. And the whole situation just sounds like depressing. They can't get his penis hard. He kind of like flops it around back there for a while. And then, you know, they give up and cuddle for an hour and call it a day.
Gary in Toronto, welcome to Back Office Radio.
How you doing, Will? Or Jason, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
Good. It's a great show. I love your show.
Thanks, man.
Wish it was longer. Why don't you talk to, I know you have, talk to Tim about getting it on Friday morning.
Hey, at Tim Sabian on Twitter.
But that's a good point. We are replaying now.
Oh, that's right. We have a replay time, 10 a.m. Eastern, Friday mornings. That's in between a live Jay Thomas and a live Geek Time.
On 101.
On 101, absolutely. Thanks, man. I'm sorry. Oh, whatever. Hold on a second. La-da-dee. Sean in New Jersey, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hello.
Sean in New Jersey, going once.
Okay, hello, is it me?
That's you, Sean.
Hey, what's up, man? I just wanted to say, I think, first off, I love your show. I love both you guys. I love JD. I hate Steve Brandano, and I hate...
Well, fuck you!
Who was the other person you hate?
But, hey, I wanted to say that I think Howard and Beth are going to be the first one divorced.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, obviously, we're always a little bit wary about talking about Howard in that sense, but it's certainly they're certainly a married couple.
They seem happy together.
They seem very happy together. Mike in Las Vegas, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Yeah, I also think it's Howard and Beth. I think now if Beth wants a child, I think it's pretty obvious that they're headed for trouble down in the future.
All right.
Wow.
Kevin in Rochester. Yeah, not really. Kevin in Rochester, welcome to Back Office Radio.
You guys are awesome. Will, I'm going to Q Georgetown on Saturday. They're going to break the record.
That's what I heard. It's going to break the attendance record. It's going to be a fucking zoo up there. I went for the Nova game, the one that holds the record right now, and it was chaos. It was crazy.
Come on, man. You're a father now and a homeowner. Don't waste your time on this bullshit.
Let it go, bro. Let it go.
Coming up, Speaking of Will, we'll talk about Will going to a Syracuse game this weekend. Will's got a new baby on the way. Will and I spent a very special Valentine's Day together. We'll talk about that.
It's hot.
And more next on Howard 101.
You're listening to Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101.
Oh, I just bought my new house. Uh-oh, a light bulb burned out. I hope my wife can change it for me.
Jason Kaplan. Nobody wants to replay BOR. That is such bullshit, cause it's the best show on 101. Fuck nuts.
Hey, what's up, faggots? Yo, there's no way Teddy's in Scotland. That dude was in a rehab somewhere. He sounded like he was fucking going through detox withdrawals. The guy's a mess. He needs to dry the fuck out.
This is Jason's asshole. What I don't like about Steve Brandano, he never shuts the fuck up. That's why he's an asshole. And that's what I don't like about Steve Brandano.
You're listening to my favorite show on Howard 101. Back Office Radio with Jason and Will. Fuck Teddy, that little bitch.
We won't be satisfied until every staffer hates us. Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101.
Well, ain't that the truth, huh?
Which is right now.
I was going to say, we are well on our way.
It's so funny how we all handle it differently. Like, I could really care less. Because here's my deal. I don't think we said anything bad about anybody. And it said, okay, Gary talks a lot. John puts JD in a position where he could talk less on Back Office Radio, on a John Hein TV show. Right. Scott DePace, made anti-Semitic comments.
Nobody hates Will and I.
No, we say lots of shitty things about people on the show, but nothing more than Howard would say. But the argument is Howard can say that because he's Howard.
Yeah, but we've not said anything. If you took a transcript of the show and looked at what we said, nothing is that earth-shattering bad. It's just annoying, obnoxious, sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
So get over
it's
it.
feeling
Or don't
a lot
get over
colder.
You went out in the break.
Oh, it's brutal back there.
The
show is not
Describe
on.
it. It's not on anymore?
Steve Brandano goes,
yeah, we're not listening to your fucking show, okay? I'm busy doing work right now.
Oh,
John Hein handles it better than anybody. Gary's door was closed.
John Hein gets it.
Or he does his best. He knows that the worst thing you can do is be sensitive to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, the back office might not be talking to us, but if you'd like to talk to us, you give us a call, 888-STERN-101. That's 888-783-7610. I'm reading some of your tweets. They're awesome. You can follow me on Twitter, @SeriousJ, J-A-Y. Will's @Merman78. And Ted, what are you, Ted Microphone?
Yeah.
@Ted Microphone. Right, Scott on Twitter said, I love Back Office Radio. I want it followed by a Back Office Radio wrap-up show.
Scott the Pace?
I like that.
No, just a Scott.
Oh.
Nick on Twitter said, Back Office Radio is pure Stern Show bliss. Brian said the only reason to turn on the radio on Thursdays is Back Office Radio. And Hillary says, thank you. Baba Booey is becoming the Gagazilla, taking over every show on the channel. Now he's on Back Office Radio. Get out, Bowie. So there you go. There are some of the tweets coming in. We'd love to hear from you guys. But first, we have a Stern Show staffer on the show, Richie Wilson from Howard TV. What's up, Richie Wilson? How you doing? The creator of Shittins.
I am Mr. Shitten.
Yeah.
I gotta say, first, Rachel and I think we're gonna do okay. We have a pretty good time together.
I agree.
I'm rooting against you, but don't worry about it. It's just for the segment.
In a year, Ronnie and Stephanie are gonna be common law.
Ooh.
So I would think, with him it's a double win because you'll get the death pool. and they'll split up because I'm croaking. So I gotta go with Ronnie and Steph.
Ronnie and Stephanie in the divorce pool. I like that. What is the age spread there? Again, I forget.
It's so funny.
30 years?
We're doing a newlywed.
25.
Is it? No, we're doing a newlywed game on Monday, right?
Well, I got to go talk to Gary during the break.
Oh, right. We're supposed to. But I interviewed Ronnie for the segment, and he refused to tell me how old he is. Richie, do you know?
Rich?
Oh, yeah, I'm 43.
No. How old is Ronnie?
Ronnie is 60.
60, and she's 29, so that's 31 years.
Oh, wow.
You're 43, Richie?
Yeah.
You are a young-looking 43. I don't know if it's the
He's an old young guy.
Yeah, man. I would not have guessed that in a million years.
a lot of alcohol preserves you.
Well, give Rachel my best, buddy.
You got it. It's freezing. I'm out of here.
All right, peace. Look, so we're on Back Office Radio. You heard from Richie Wilson. We're going to turn the attention away from the back office because clearly they can't handle it. Because they're pussies. They'll say whatever they want about me on the wrap-up show and the intern show and whatever other show, but God forbid we give an opinion on something. And let's talk a little bit about what's going on with us here. Last time we were on the air, it was Valentine's Day, and Will, you and I had made plans to go out Thursday night, not fully realizing it was Valentine's
What are you
Day.
laughing at, Teddy, you asshole?
The music.
Can't two guys go out and share a bottle of wine
Yeah,
on
big deal.
Valentine's Day?
Candlelit
In New
dinner?
York?
So we had a table for two at a wine bar.
What's the big
kind
deal?
What kind of wine was
We shared tapas, had a Pinot Noir.
A what?
A what?
Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Noir.
Yep.
We had a peanut noir.
Yeah. I ordered the wine. I'll tell you what, hey.
How much, what was the split of food? Like, did Jason eat 70%? And
Well, it was a tapas bar, so
Yeah, we
they were-
Topless?
I wish.
Tapas.
And it was an expensive tapas bar.
So, little bites.
So it was lots of little bites, and you know you got to get in my bites where I can with
Right, quickly.
Big Bear over here.
Right.
I kept asking him, like, you can eat the last little
Don't ask, just
buffalo
go.
taco.
Exactly.
So,
So it's
did
very
you split
romantic.
the bill 50-50? Or
Yeah,
did
well,
one
it was
of you-
expensive.
How much?
It was like $120, I think. I know. For a fucking bottle of wine.
And what brought this up? Because he just
We were
thought-
supposed to go out, couples, Will and his wife and me and my wife, two Saturdays ago, and then a storm hit. Will's baby got sick, and then, or Tracy got sick, and then the baby got sick, or I couldn't find a babysitter, sorry. And anyway, plans got canceled, even though I didn't realize Will still wanted to
I
come
feel like I can get away with going out on these Thursday nights because I'm already here and I'm working. So
excellent.
Yeah, I try and do as many stupid dinners as I can because they're
It's
fun.
gonna be fun summer.
So
Hang out with you.
Our Saturday got canceled, so on Monday, Will's like, you just want to go out Thursday after back office. Fine. And then later that afternoon, we both realized, I think my wife realized it for me, that it was Valentine's Day. And I don't know if this is a sad state of our marriages, but neither my wife nor Will's wife had any issue with us going out with each other for Valentine's Day.
It was so funny. I get
without
home.
them.
I go home after dinner with Jason, and I just bring my wife these shitty flowers, and she was so excited. I'm like, wow, I have really set the bar so fucking low that the poor woman's gonna get excited when I give her like a dozen old tulips.
What you got at the bodega right before the block before the car garage?
100% correct.
Ding, ding, ding. I thought you were going to say you brought back leftovers, but then I remember he went to dinner.
Exactly.
It was a topless bar. There's no leftovers.
Did you guys like 69 and stuff, or?
You know, we had these gigantic bottle or glass. They give you these really cool wine glasses.
Yeah.
But no, Will is like I now know why my wife finds going out with me annoying, because Will does all the same stuff I always get yelled at for, which is checking his phone every 3 seconds, and his eyes are darting all over the place.
Right.
Well, I've learned one thing. On Valentine's Day, there is lots of like desperate chicks out.
Are there?
Oh, dude, there was like a table across from us with these two really hot girls. So I was just trying to make eye contact with them, so I looked straight. Like I wanted people to know I wasn't dating Dumpy over here, that I was actually into chicks. And they seemed to be kind of digging it. Like, I think you could easily get laid if you just went out, at a singles bar on Valentine's Day.
Either that or they had extreme pity. Like, oh, look at these two guys. Oh, it's sad.
Right. Look at that bear with his little twink.
Tubby and the kid that's not going to live very long.
Or we were the safe gay couple. Like, oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, right. That could have been it,
look
too.
at them. They found love.
Yeah, oh, they found love.
Right.
That fat one's really dating above his league.
Meanwhile, I'm eye-raping the shit out of both of them.
Whatever. I was throwing up out of both ends in a hotel room across the fucking ocean. So at least you guys had fun.
I forget where I was. Oh, so we ordered a bottle of wine. Now, I think that the guy could only open the bottle of wine for one person to give him a sip.
Oh, who was it?
Who do you think it was?
You, Jason.
Of course. So that makes me the man
Jason
in the
was sitting
relationship.
on the outside. Look at him.
Sometimes women do that now.
He's the size of a fucking stadium. You can't get walk past the
No,
guy.
the guy was standing right in between us, Will.
Huh?
The guy was standing right in between.
But you ordered it.
I did order it.
So then, therefore, it's your...
But it was fun because, Will's sitting there and he had to watch me go through the whole thing.
They go by weight.
Smelling the cork and taking the first sip. And then after I approve the bottle, he turns to Will and gives him the first
Oh, you
glass.
like this one, dear.
Thank you.
Teddy, you might have missed something last week as long as we're talking about wine, but our young Al Ragone here, who's getting married, who's engaged, we got him a Del Frisco's gift certificate.
Yes.
And we said, order your girl a nice bottle of wine down there.
Right.
What'd he pick?
And what'd you pick, Al?
White Zinfandel.
They don't have that at Frisco's. Oh, my God.
They might have it at the deli next door.
Yeah, exactly.
We go, Al, what wine you like? He goes, I don't know, White Zinfandel?
I don't know, Boone's.
Little Mad Dog?
Holy shit, White Zinfandel. Last time I had White Zinfandel, it wound up all over the side of my car because it was high school.
I think you were 8 years old.
Yeah, right.
So I'm the man in a relationship, but it was also funny too. I know I make fun of John and Gary for never running out of things to talk about, but I never run out of things to talk about either, because Will and I did a 2-hour radio show essentially by ourselves because you weren't here,
right?
And then we immediately turn around and go have a 2-hour dinner with each other.
Oh,
Just
so
the two of
sweet.
us.
And you guys used to live together.
By the way, I did go home and have sex with my wife
No,
because
you
I was like,
didn't.
I have to get this gay off.
That's right.
Right.
I went home and masturbated to thoughts of you having sex with your wife. It was hot.
I think just me.
Tell me how much you believe that. I believe that.
I could believe
totally
that.
believe that.
No, I never did. I told the one time I heard when Will and I lived together.
We all know that's not what Jason masturbates to anyway. But
right.
When Will and I lived together, I thought he was watching porn really loud in his room one night, and I start walking over there, and then he lived on the other side of the apartment, and it was a small apartment. And he didn't have a door; he had a curtain.
Nice,
because it was really the living room. And I was like, I had my hand almost on the curtain before I realized it wasn't porn, and it was his new girlfriend at the time.
And you didn't open it up? You should have just opened it.
Yeah,
I don't
take
give
a
a
peek.
shit.
No,
It got weird because then I was just kind of I'm just like, wait, is that porn or is that not porn? And I'm like, am I standing out here too long? Like, is it creepy? Yeah.
When I was in high school, I
did not jerk off to it.
I went to a party and I walked into a bedroom and there was a friend of mine having sex with this girl. And I just
sat there.
Sat there and drank my beer and watched them have sex. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I was in a fraternity. Believe me, things like that happened.
Teddy, you were in London, Scotland.
Yeah, the
whole
UK.
deal.
Yeah.
You already mentioned you got sick. What happened? What'd you eat?
Well, it wasn't something I ate because I ate the same foods that the people I was, my wife and her little brother and all these people that we were all together for days on end. I think I just caught a 24-hour stomach bug or something, much like what was going around here before we left.
Now, we heard from you from when you called in last week that you stay at 4- and 5-star hotels when you're out there.
Like I always stay. No,
you called from a 4.5-star hotel.
I booked it for Valentine's Day. It's supposed to be special.
Where's my fucking mint pillow?
Going to Scotland and London is special.
No, that was for her mother. You understand? I'm married to a British girl, so thank you.
A commoner.
Right, so seeing her family, we have to go over there every year, at least once a year.
So let's talk about this commoner that you married. Poppy's family rented a 9-bedroom estate.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It looked like something like Kim Kardashian lives in.
Right. Well, it's also the middle of fucking January or February, whatever it is, in Scotland.
The fuck does that have to do with it?
Low season. It was the whole house.
Season.
The whole house was like $2,500.
I would never summer there. You idiot.
Look, I didn't pay for it. This is her 60th birthday.
No, you don't pay for anything.
She wanted to splurge.
You're very good at spending other people's money.
Yes, I am.
Who wanted to splurge?
Her mom. She paid for it. It was her
Who
birthday.
paid for the five-star hotel room you stayed in?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Okay. Well, my credit card did. Chase did. I didn't.
Poppy's parents refer to him as that American disappointment. Oh, here he comes again.
I don't think
You're
so.
like the opposite of the Downton Abbey family.
Look, I mean, I didn't even,
the poor American.
I didn't even want to go on this trip, but her mom invited everybody to come back and have a bash in Scotland.
I'm so over Europe. I hate those trips.
I know. I love it.
Transatlantic flights.
I will take any excuse to go to Europe. I love it.
Europe is such a
so do
new
you,
money
Jason.
place.
You
for
love
America.
it too.
I've been to Amsterdam. That's it.
All right. Well,
that's it. That's the only place. No, I would love to go to Italy and France and Spain and all those places, but I don't have the time or more importantly, the money to go do it. All right. Anything else interesting happened?
I'm going to Italy in May.
Of course you are.
Are you really?
I think so.
What's that for?
Just
just splurging
with Lino. Lino's going to show us around.
Are you getting now? Lino gets free trips to Italy. Are you getting a free trip?
I'm going to try to crowbar my way into one of those. I'll believe in God for a week if I have to.
And you were also trying to get a free trip with Tim, I think, to go do that bike riding.
Tim wants me to come to Baja this year and do the dirt biking.
Dude, that trip sounds crazy.
And I think I'll just GoPro myself out, and maybe Howard TV will pay for it because I'll document Tim's, That's my weasel way on that one.
Thought.
Do you think Tim would feel guilty if you got hurt on this trip? If he invites you?
That's my fear. Is I'm going to be the one that gets airlifted out of there.
No, you're going to airlift it. Tim's going to bury you in the fucking desert.
I think the quote was, "We've got Band-Aids and a shovel."
Yeah, exactly. It's scary, that trip.
Yeah, but I'm an avid motorcyclist.
Let me tell you something. You protect Tim out there. Tim better come back. If Tim dies, I swear to God.
I think Tim's
go
fine.
crazy.
It's me, the one they have to worry about. I'll be the one trying to keep up with Tim and probably break my back. Come in here in a wheelchair, do the show in a wheelchair. That'd be fun.
And finally,
I'll get one of those rascals.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Jason, you're about 2 or 3 years away from a rascal.
Dude, I'd buy a rascal now if they let me. My insurance
15 pounds from a rascal.
All right, boys. Come on. Hey, stop saying mean things about me on the radio.
Excuse me.
I'll stop talking to you.
That's right.
Yeah. Come on. That's bullshit. I want the same treatment you give all your friends. Will, you have a new baby. Coming. On the way.
Number 2 is on the way in July, due.
But today...
Oh, that's the sound I live for right now.
There she is.
Well, we don't know
There
that.
she is.
But today, we're going to find out about this. Or you're going
If
to
we
find
have
out
time, we may actually be able to do it on the air.
the sex of your baby.
I don't know what the sex is.
Air. What are we going to do? The sonogram?
My wife had an appointment today at 3 o'clock. She was going to find out. She was going to put it in an envelope for us to find out when I get home. But, if we want to, we could do it on the air.
888.
I don't care that much. I don't know if it's like, I care, but I don't
Yeah, we
think it's
should
like
take
that
bets.
special. You have to do it, on your own.
I don't know how you take... Why make a bet? It's a 50-50 thing. We have no...
Hermaphrodite?
Yeah, it could have both.
888 Stern 101 888-783-7610. If you think Will's having a hermaphrodite baby, give us a call. Will, you have a son.
Yes.
Do you care, or do you have any leanings? Do you want a daughter to complement the son, or do you want 2 boys?
I think I want a girl.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. I hear they're a pain in the ass raising girls.
18 years, you get all our friends running around.
I do like the sound of that.
Awesome.
It's a good reason to build a pool.
Totally.
I think it's, for me, I think it would be easier to raise a girl because, and I've said this before on the air, like, I don't know how to teach my son anything. I don't know how to, you heard my dad last week on the air.
You could definitely teach a girl to throw.
Right, I could teach a girl to throw. I could teach a girl what type of food.
Teach your son how to eat and watch Batman all day.
Do you say girls, ultimately want to find a guy like their father? So that would just immediately that'll ruin their dating life if I'm their father and they're looking for me out there. That's horrible. I think I have more in common with a girl. Like, my worst fear would be I have 2 worst fears. Either have a son that's as bad as me, like socially and back hair and all that kind of crap, and I'd be like, I'm sorry. Like,
He'll be on Lexapro at 4 years old.
Part of me wants to turn to my dad who has a hairy back and go, come on, man, you knew this was going to happen. You fucking knew this was going to happen. Why would you
But what if you had, like, Marlon Brando, just like the coolest, kid ever? Like, what if your kid was?
You really think Jason Kaplan's going to have the coolest?
At 3 years old.
He's going to give birth to Marlon Brando.
You never know.
No, the kid could be the size of Marlon Brando.
We had a buddy who used to work here earlier, and he had a kid, and Jason said to him, he goes, don't you ever just pick up your kid and see all the disappointments in you?
Oh, my God.
I'm like, no.
If I had a son, I'd probably look at him and just think of everything that's wrong with me that I'm passing on to the
Right,
child.
and therefore you're going to make him better because you're going to say, this is what not to do, this is what not to do, this is what not to do.
What, don't grow back hair, don't have a small dick, don't be obnoxious.
Don't be this.
You can't help his face.
Yes, you can.
Work out. What am I going to do? Tell my kid to work out while I'm sitting there eating a bag of Cheetos?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Does Tracy care if it's a boy or a girl?
I think she wants another boy.
Really?
So, yeah.
Why?
I'm telling you, boys are easy.
Oh, you think?
The kiddo we got now, he's like 19 months.
Boys are easy. How many DWIs do you have?
Let's not talk about that. It's been expunged.
Boys are real easy.
I never had a sister either, so I would think that having a boy, I don't know, it just seems...
Girls just seem complicated. Yeah. They got more problems.
They cost more.
Boys are easy,
Ask
dude.
John Hine.
Well, then why do you want the girl?
I don't know, because, girls are cute, too.
Yeah, right. And is this it? 2 kids and out?
I hope so.
So, yeah, go for the... No, you're going to be upset if you have the boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell this story. My mom's going to kill me, but whatever. I've alienated everybody else. So, my mom came from a family of all daughters. And I'm the eldest of 3 sons. So, it's me and my brother Michael was next. And then my mom was pregnant again. And I think she thought or whatever... I think she thought or got it in her head that the 3rd one was going to be a daughter. I don't know if the doctor told her that or what, but she thought... And the day she found out the news that it was a boy, she cried.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not another disappointment.
Yeah, not another hairy back gorilla.
Is that the actual word she had?
Yeah.
I was too young to know, but I think that now thinking about it, she probably, that's probably...
You could just go my parents' route. So we had me and my brother, and then instead of taking a chance, they had just adopted
they
a girl.
bought one. Yeah, perfect.
They bought
It's a great idea.
And that's worked out splendid.
Moving on.
Moving on, we have to get to this state of the... anyway, we'll get to that at the end of the show. State of the Office. I'm sorry. We want to talk about John and Gary's new show.
Oh.
Well, we want to go to a break first, and then we'll talk about John and Gary's new show.
Which one is it?
Break.
Okay.
Break. I'll hit the music. When we come back, we will be talking about John and Gary's new show. We will be doing new Page 69s, and we will be talking about an insane bet I made with John Hine yesterday, which I don't regret, but it was an insane bet. I admit it. An insane bet. You're listening to Back Office Radio only
Smooth transition, Fatty.
on Howard 101.
You're listening to Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101. 1, 2, 3, fun! It's Back Office Radio with Will and Jason. God, I hate myself for reading that.
That is, of course, how I throw a roll when we do crafts.
You were like hopping up and down in your chair when you heard that.
Fun!
Oh, my God.
Hey, we won a lot of money that night. I don't want to hear any complaints.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Back Office Radio, 888-STERN-101, 888-783-7610. Give us a call if you want to talk about Gary and John's TV show, if you want to talk about anything we've discussed so far today, if you want to name a douche of the week. The nominees are still open, and let's just hit the phones right now. Allie in Long Island, welcome to Back Office Radio.
All right. Hi, I really like your show.
Oh, thank you very much.
I really like yours.
Thanks. I like when you guys shit on each other in the office. Talk about one another.
Thank you, Allie. The Back Office doesn't like it, but I'm glad you do. Ed in Springfield, welcome to Back Office Radio. Ed,
take your time.
Hello? No. Ed from Springfield.
Oh, yes, sorry. I said Ed from Springfield.
Sorry, we said Ed from Springfield.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ed from Springfield, you're on the phone.
Anyway, I love you guys, man. I love your show, but then again, I like Root Canal, you know? You guys are great. I really
You are
like
funny.
the show.
Is this Ed from Springfield?
This is who?
Oh.
Ed from Springfield, correct.
Ryan in Boston, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey, guys.
What's up, man?
How are you? I saw some article, and it said that Gary and John Hein are pop culture experts.
Well, if you read it, it must be true.
I mean, that's Gary really a pop culture expert?
Wait. What is with this guy? Was he Buffalo Bill? You have your cock fucking tucked between your legs right now?
I'd fuck me.
We're going to get to Gary and John in a second.
I would say that they're pop culture experts, so John certainly is.
They know. I don't know what makes somebody a pop culture expert or not, but I would definitely rank those two as one of the two most knowledgeable people about pop culture in our office.
Outside of Robert Thompson.
Right.
John is the most knowledgeable person probably on television
Like if you're
in the country.
If you're a TV producer, your number one guy to go to is Robert Thompson when a pop culture.
Right. And then
Professor
John.
Robert Thompson.
Correct. From Syracuse.
Right. Very special guest. Last week we were joined by Howard Kaplan, my father, and this week, for reasons unknown, we are joined by my mother, Shelley Kaplan. Shelley, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Oh, boy.
Hi, sweetie. Listen, I never found out what I was having before Alex was born.
Oh, my God, you cried when he was born then?
Oh, no.
It's even worse.
I remember what happened. It was worse, Mom. You're right. I had the story wrong, and the real story's worse.
Jason.
You remember the story,
Jason,
right?
stop.
Jason?
It's your mother.
Jason.
Yes.
Listen to me.
Oh, boy.
If you guys don't have enough material, without throwing me under the bus and making stories up, I'll be happy to comment on the show and all the players. I listen all the time.
I know.
Did you really think I wasn't going to hear that? And even worse, did you think your brother wasn't going to hear that?
Oh, I've told him the story a million times.
What's the big deal? He was unwanted. Jeez.
Well, it's not true.
It is true. And you know what? I'm going to tell the story.
It is not true. And I don't want you to say that.
Okay, I'm going to tell a story about another friend's mother. I had this friend whose mom had 2 sons. 3 sons. No? Am I going too far? Okay, fine, Mom. It never happened.
Wow.
It did not happen.
Okay.
We need to do a full segment with your mother, by the way, one of these days. I don't know. We don't have the time
We
today.
can't do it if she won't let me tell the story.
I heard the story.
No, you're right. I got part of it wrong, and now I know
You have it all wrong, and I want to correct it.
You were now okay.
Can we hear the corrected version?
What's the corrected version?
The corrected version is, even though I had a lot of tests when I was pregnant with Alex, I never found out the sex of the baby.
Right.
I found out the moment he was born. And if there were any tears, it was tears of happiness. He was a beautiful little boy.
Just not a girl.
Still is. Well, now he's a beautiful grown man.
Let me ask you a question. Completely hypothetical. You had Alex. You have 3 boys.
Yes.
And you found out another one of your friends had a daughter who already had a daughter.
Huh?
Would that have made you cry?
No, I know a lot of people who have daughters.
No, literally a month or 2 after Alex was born.
Yes.
If one of your other friends had a girl who already had a girl, There weren't tears of, that's not fair, she already has a girl?
No. What
Okay. All right.
about?
Well, that was a completely hypothetical situation.
Hold on one second with your mom. Do you really, I mean, Shelley, I think it's kind of silly, though. Don't you think that Alex, does you think he really gives a shit that you were disappointed he wasn't a girl? You know what I
I
mean?
wasn't disappointed, Will, and I'm going to yell at you, too.
No, I don't mean, I'm saying hypothetically, if you...
I know where you live.
No, I'm saying if you were, I'm not saying you were disappointed. I'm saying hypothetically, if you were upset a little bit, disappointed.
A little bummed out.
Why would he give a shit? He doesn't care.
Tell you, both of you, something, and anyone else. When you have a healthy baby, and well, I really don't think I have to tell you this.
Okay.
When you have a healthy baby, that is the greatest gift. And to make a fuss about, the sex of the child is really shallow and really low.
You said it. And Back Office Radio. Anything else you want to talk about today, Mommy? By the way, everybody, this is my public mom. This is the mom that talks real slow and measured. And
oh, God, Jesus.
Opposed to the mom I grew up with. I love you, but she yelled a lot. What?
I don't think I'm saying anything different to you now than I would say to you in person.
Yes, but it's the way you're saying it. It's the way you're saying it.
Okay. And Jason, you know what?
Yes.
Guess what?
Yes.
This is not the way you talk to me.
Right, I've talked much worse to you.
And this is radio, Jason.
Right. You know what? I think we should have one of my brothers call in. They'll give us the real version. Mommy, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Does everybody stand corrected?
No, because yes. Oh, we all stand corrected. Right. We all stand corrected. Yes, there's no way you...
I'm sorry you were, disappointed your mother.
Yeah, no, you didn't disappoint Mom for being a boy. You disappointed Mom in many other ways.
That was so uncomfortable.
Oh, well, it's just that she's being so fake. I mean...
Stop it. It's your mother. This is
I've ever heard my
your
mom.
Mother. Respect.
It's your mother. Love her.
You know who else?
I do love her.
You know who else likes...
That's all you gotta do. Love her.
You know who else is a big fan of healthy babies?
Who?
Uh-oh.
So hot.
Oh,
that gorgeous little boy.
Oh, John!
Mike in Syracuse, welcome to Back Office Radio.
What's up, guys? So I got to know, what negative qualities that Jason has, like the hairy back, the small penis, which of those come from the mom side of the family?
My nose.
Come from the dad side of the family.
The hairy back and the penis are definitely from my dad. The nose I got from my mom. The obnoxious
You
personality
look a lot like your mother.
Yeah, well, the face. The face.
Yeah, you have the same face.
And
your mom has a pretty face.
If you see a picture of my mom's dad, when he was younger, it looks very similar to me. And also, conversely, if you see a picture of me dressed up like a woman for the when the staff dressed up like a woman, I look like my mom.
No, you're a pretty girl.
Yeah, I'm a pretty girl.
You were like the opposite of a butterface.
When you guys got all dragged up for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff in Memphis, welcome to Back Office Radio. Jeff in Memphis, welcome to Back Office Radio. Yes, in Memphis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Memphis.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment, Jason, regarding my mom. When I was born, she was convinced that I was a girl. The very first thing that I heard her say, the story goes, is they said it's a boy, and she followed it with shit.
Yeah. Because it happens.
You know what? My wife, the same thing. When we went for the first ultrasound, she wanted a girl, and she was a little upset, but she's very happy to have a boy now.
Well, don't say that. You don't want Owen to think he's a disappointment. All right, real quick, and then we got to end the Kaplan family saga here. Michael Kaplan, welcome to Back Office Radio, my brother. Hey.
All right. Mom said I should call in.
Yeah, you said I should call in, right?
Well, did you hear Mom on the air? Did you just hear Mom on the air?
I did.
Do you think that's how Mom talks on a normal basis when we're at home?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted. The confirmation. Anything else you want to add to that because we're running out of time here?
Yeah, just real quick, I'm going to defend Mom. I think her side of the story has a lot more truth to it. However...
Yeah, you were 2 years old at the time.
Michael's clearly still scared.
Yeah, he's shell-shocked.
I think if she would have if she could have chosen ahead of time, she would have chosen a girl after having two boys.
The answer is shortly after Alex was born, one of her friends had a girl, and she got upset about it. Okay, that's the whole story.
Why did she make Alex wear a dress until he was 5? That was weird, right?
Well, she had pre-bought all the clothes. All right, let's get off mine.
We learned is none of the Kaplans work.
No, right? What is up with that? My brother is in stocks. I don't know. Apparently, you're free at 4:30 in the afternoon. All right, let's get off my family and get back on to John and Gary, the Lovebirds in the Back Office. It was announced this week that they have a show on VH1 Classic. I've been researching all week to find out where VH1 Classic is on my cable system.
Is it an HD channel?
You know what? I just it might be on some cable system.
It's harder to find than John's last show.
I know what
was that Air America?
I just found.
No, that's a movie.
No, it's a radio station.
What was that channel called?
Destination America.
Destination
And I
America.
literally just found it last week while I was searching for VH1
What
Classic.
channel is it?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's just in my TiVo now. I know how to get to it. So I guess they're doing this thing where they go around and people show them their pop culture items, and then they guess how much everything costs, and then the real experts come in.
What's the PBS show?
Roadshow.
Right.
Yeah, good stuff.
For like rock memorabilia.
That sounds fun.
I know this is really ironic but
why do they need John and Gary? Why don't
Well,
they just have
that's the big
expert?
question. Of course it's fun, but like what makes them experts on what the price of rock memorabilia is?
It's not so much experts because they have experts coming to sit with them to tell them what the real price or what the real assessed value is. But I found this in an article that was put out about the show that just blew me away. Well, and I want to read you this quote. These guys, John and Gary, are professional comedians. Not only are they professional comedians, but they're both very knowledgeable in the world of professional memorabilia. On what planet are Gary and John John is not a professional comedian.
No.
Gary, I love him.
I think you would admit that, though.
Yeah, it's not. So what is this? So are they on the show because they're professional comedians?
Hold on. Here we go.
Get ready for some belly laughs. Here's John Hein.
First of all, we pitched the show to VH1 Classic
as professional comedians,
which you can't find on your cable systems. No, we're not professional comedians, but we know our pop culture. We're no Robert Thompsons, but we do know our pop culture. And so the idea was to get in experts who really do know this stuff. So Gary and I take a guess, and then a true expert comes in and gives the actual.
Why
value.
is the producer, whoever put this comment, referring to you guys as professional comedians twice in 2 sentences?
I don't know what you're referring to. I'm sorry.
It was in the GreenwichTime.com news article.
John doesn't read his press.
I don't know. No, that's Gary's local paper, so maybe he can speak to that. I'm
Here
not
comes
sure.
Here comes professional stand-up Gary Delabate.
Oh, Jesus.
But just because somebody thinks I'm funny, I can tell you I was just back at Tim's office and nobody thinks you're funny.
Ow! Tim loves this show.
Not today.
I might get that second hour after all.
No, they're killing it.
Oh, look at this.
Need we say more?
So that's it. I mean,
So a guy said that we were funny.
Right.
I didn't tell him to say it. Maybe to him we are funny.
You know what I am jealous of, though? Their first guest on the show tonight is Jack White, and that is really cool.
That's a huge get.
It was a huge get. It was just, luckily I've known his manager for like 25 years, and they kept asking, and then, the whole thing was...
When's he coming on our show?
Would Howard have Jack White on?
I think so,
Yes, he
yeah.
would. He said he liked him at the Grammys.
That doesn't mean Howard says he likes a lot of people. And then
But the whole weird relationship with Meg White.
that's he won't talk about that. He's not talking about any of that. That's the whole thing.
But I bet he does some cool covers.
He'd be great. He was a really nice guy, but our whole thing is we're there to talk to him about vinyl. That was it.
Yeah.
And it was the reason why he ended up being so great was because, don't ask about this, don't ask about that. Like he realized we were there. It's something that he loves, and we were there to talk about that, not ask him all the other dumbass questions he doesn't want to deal with. Which is, I don't know that I can make that promise here, but I'd love to have him.
Ryan in Providence, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing today?
Good, man. You want to talk to Gary and John?
Yeah, no, I'm here to rip on Gary as far as being the pop culture expert. I think it's got to be Ryan Seacrest, man, hands down.
Okay.
I didn't even. So he's saying that.
I don't know what he's saying, dude. Just move on. Matt in Pasadena, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that John, when he thinks he's being interrupted, he'll say, "Oh, like if it's you, Jason," he'd go, "I'm sorry, Jason," and then he'll continue with whatever he was saying.
Well, that's. I guess if
that he believes that he's being interrupted, even though he's saying.
I'm sorry, John. What were you saying?
I have to say, in most cases, John is hosting whatever show he's on, and the host has got to run the train the way he wants to run the train, and that's just it. I mean, there's no denying any of that.
Is Jason really in trouble, by the way?
I guess John gets to run the train, but I don't. Because I interrupt too much. And
no, you're the caboose on the train.
No, I didn't say you interrupt too much. John's. All I'm trying to figure out is
Jason. Let's get real. Nobody can get a word in when Gary's on the air.
When Gary and John are on.
He is not happy with you.
I know. I'm the first person that ever said Gary talks a lot. I apologize.
I think it's really funny because Brandano's out there. It's really an ugly day.
I can tell.
He shut the radio off out there, right? And at one point he was still talking, and I wasn't even sure he was still talking to me. And he goes, "Listen, I can tell even you feel differently about Jason than you did a year ago. It's very obvious."
Is it?
Wow. A little bit.
And what about Will? What the fuck? Like, I'm doing this show by myself. What about Will?
Will has even though it's thinner, Will still has a filter.
I am thinner.
No, his filter is telling me everything he wants to say.
Right, but
no, that's not true. Fuck that. No,
listen, I get that. I get that you guys talk, and you're willing to throw yourself on the sword.
Is. And more than I am. Absolutely.
Right. Look, I'm the same guy I was last year.
Got a thicker skin.
Will's the one on the air now that's opening up and starting to take some hits. If anyone's changed, it's Will. But go ahead. Put
now
it
you're
on
deflecting.
I think it's unfair.
I deserve some hits.
I'm always the lightning rod. We're four
Jason
people here.
Yeah.
We're sitting in here. We're 4 people doing a radio show, but I'm the asshole, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I guess Teddy and Will are just doing la la la, saying nice stuff about people, and I'm just being the asshole.
I'm sorry, Gary. Yes, Jason, you are the asshole.
Okay. There we go.
But Will absolutely deserves some shrapnel because he's complicit in it.
I've gotten some.
But I will give Jason credit because he's always been that way. He's not pretending to be anybody else. He's always
So
been
I
this
haven't
blunt.
changed in the last year.
No, you just have a microphone and a show to do it on. That's the big difference. But it bothers me that you guys think that I'm not going to speak for Gary, but you think I don't let anybody talk on wrap-up?
I never said that. I've never said that.
No, I'm the one who's not letting anybody talk.
I never said that either, Gary.
Nobody can get a breath in.
That's not what I. First of all, it's a joke. Calm down. Second of all, listen.
I went down to the wrap-up show on Wednesday. There was 5 people in the studio. It's hard to get a word in with 5 people in the studio.
That I agree with, but Jason insinuated it's hard to get a word in with Gary in the studio.
I don't even remember saying that, although it is. And Will agrees.
Well, I meant just in general.
See, this is where Will at least has the wherewithal to be a pussy and backpedal.
I'm a big pussy.
Come on. We're all friends here.
We all hate each other. Who are you kidding?
This is inane. If the worst thing that is said about Gary is that he talks a lot, I think you should take it and leave.
Well, Jason, one thing that you did say at the beginning, I think the last segment was, we're all out there. We can't take a joke. We sort of know what it is.
Right.
But you're kidding yourselves if you don't think that people's feelings aren't going to be hurt and they're not going to get upset by what you're saying.
I agree with that.
And
I agree with that.
Don't pretend that you're not being inflammatory because you are to make for an interesting radio
show. I agree with all of that. But again, it seems very one-sided. When you guys are on the wrap-up show and you know exactly what you're doing when you're egging Sal on or leading people down the road, you're a very smart guy and you're a good on-air host. You know what you're doing. I don't see it any differently than what I'm doing, and I don't see why I have to sit here and hear people going on the wrap-up show and say bad stuff about me, and then I do a radio show and all of a sudden it's, oh, fuck those guys. They think they can say whatever they want.
Well, listen, I'm going to speak for me. I don't say bad shit about you on the wrap-up show, so I'm only going to speak for me about you and I.
Okay. Well,
Gary does take more than his fair share of shit. You know what I mean? And he doesn't really seem to.
I think Gary wants to.
It's not reciprocated.
Gary, do you want us not talking about you on the show anymore? Just say it, and I'll make it out.
I think we've been a pretty good. We've done a pretty good job though of not shitting on you completely. I mean, John, on the other hand, I apologize.
Sal goes on the air. He calls John a pedophile. He calls Gary a gorilla. Okay, you talk a lot and you're taking the airtime away from JD, which is John's decision. So what's the big deal?
I'm going to give you the worst. I'm going to give you the worst backhanded compliment in the world. I probably have more respect for you than Sal. So when Sal calls me that, it rolls right off my back.
I love you, Gary, and I have a ton of respect for you. But
Jason, who hates you more right now, Gary or your mother?
Oh no, it's got to be my mom.
She's known him way longer.
That was uncomfortable.
What happened? I missed it.
Oh, his mom called in and she was all pissed off at him. It's been
She didn't have a choice. She had to have him in her life.
You know what's so funny? That was probably the least uncomfortable conversation I've ever had with my mom.
I don't even want to start with that.
All right, you guys do your show. I want to get out of your hair.
Anyway, we should finish up with this.
Break again?
But
wait, you guys are going to Rachel Ray.
No, but premieres tonight. The show premieres tonight.
It's tonight.
It's Thursday night, 10 o'clock, VH1 Classic, which is we're not in HD, which is probably a good thing. You don't want to see us in HD, but it is on most cable systems, and I think you guys will enjoy the show.
And I want to pick up because I know Jason's going there, so I'll help him light the fuse. John and I, our biggest booking is the gayest show that we could be on together.
I'm excited about it.
Which is the Rachel Ray Show.
I love that.
I said that Rachel Ray should just put out a bowl of chocolate during the interview. And
two professional comedians hard at work.
Oh, don't be a dick, Will.
See, I don't know. When I see Will say it and he smiles,
because I'm cuter.
It seems different than when I'm sitting out there and I hear him say it.
Yeah, Will, you're pretty funny.
Oh, thank you.
Again, I'm the lightning rod. Yeah, I'm the lightning rod. I get it. It is what it is. Speaking of, real quick, and then we're going out. We'll come back real quick. But Rachel Ray, Gary, do you remember this Rachel Ray story? When I first started working on the shows, when Artie first started working on the show, and he mentioned on air that he was a big Rachel Ray fan. Her book publicist got in contact with me and said, we'd love to have Artie down on the show. I took it as, go watch Rachel Ray tape a show. I tell Artie that. he says great. He gets his then girlfriend all dialed up.
Right.
They go down there.
Wait. He spent a ridiculous amount of money,
$500,
to send her to the salon the whole day, get her ready.
It was like the prom. And then they show up and they go on set. And before any shooting starts, they sit down at the main counter. They eat a sandwich. They talk. And then right when shooting's about to start, and this wasn't her talk show, by the way. This was her Food Network cooking show. And they go, okay, we'll go stand over there. And Artie had thought I booked him as a guest on the Rachel Ray show.
But why would you book him?
That's what I said. I was a 21-year-old prat. Like, I stopped being an intern 2 weeks before. I go, I'm not your manager. I go, I don't book you on shows. They sent out an invite.
That must have been comfortable afterwards for you, I'm sure.
Artie was actually very gracious about it.
He didn't yell at you?
No, he didn't.
He's high.
It was one of those sober periods. Yeah. No, he only got angry when he was like,
So he was nicer to you after unbooking him on Rachel Ray than he was for Teddy for leaving his passport on the Xerox machine?
And saying Bloomies. Don't forget that. You said Bloomies, Teddy. That was really over the line.
I got to tell you, I was at lunch last week with a bunch of people, and somebody said Bloomies, and I said, I know a guy who almost got killed for saying that.
We'll be back with more Back Office Radio on Love Friends, only on Howard 101.
You're listening to Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101. Shh. Jason is meditating. It's Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101.
Meditating is code for eating.
I wonder if Gary's going to stop meditating with me now. We're not meditation buddies anymore.
Fuck, it's angry in here.
Do you really think Gary's angry at me?
Gary hates you.
There was that look in his eye that was kind of like a little more aggressive. Absolutely.
I mean, look, he brought up Sal.
I know John loves Gary, but I do hope Gary knows. I tell him this all the time. I love him to death. Like, probably
clearly.
more than anybody here.
It shows.
Sorry I said he talks a lot. I apologize.
We said, I think we protect Gary to a certain degree. You know what I mean? You don't want to piss off Gary.
Gary's my boss. I wouldn't have this job or come this far in it.
We love Gary.
Not for Gary, and I'm just going to stay away from talking about Gary. I think I'm just going to do that because it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Until next week.
Can you stay away from talking about anything?
Yeah, really.
Listen, words aren't food, okay? I can control myself.
I'm saying I challenge you.
Let's do a very quick page 69.
Page 69.
You or me, kid?
You do the it's really a Gary JD one.
Oh, okay. Quick overheard in the office. Can you stop humming over there, idiot?
Sorry.
Quick overheard in the office yesterday. Gary complaining about the smell of JD's terrible Chinese food.
Oh, JD does get the...
It wasn't JD's, I don't think.
Oh, no, it was.
No, it was.
Sure?
It was a big styrofoam bucket of, like, fried Chinese.
Because someone else back by us, Ryan, had, like, quinoa, and that was pretty stinky.
It was the Chinese.
No, it was the Chinese, because I actually had walked by it right before Gary said something. And, again, we work in the middle of New York City. There's a lot of amazingly good Chinese places, a lot of good cheap Chinese places. There's one on 49th Street right by us that's pretty good. But JD goes to, like, it's not Panda Express, but it's basically Panda Express, and it's just styrofoam and... I like fast food, but this is just brown grease.
Everything on the plate is brown.
Brown. Everything's the same color and round and orange. And I didn't even know it. I smelled it and I looked at it, and I didn't even know it was Chinese food until I saw the fortune cookie, and I was like, oh, then I knew what it was.
He goes Chinese one day, then mac and cheese and salmon the next day, and then back and forth.
And some fast food in there. Tri-tip. He likes his steak.
I'm going to page 69 myself here. That's a great page 69. So yesterday, John Hein was doing a story for... Oh, the sweatshirt's up.
I didn't have a fortune cookie yesterday.
What was it?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Do you get an empanada? What comes with it? What's that little... It was brown, and it was kind of...
I had an egg roll. I had seafood rangoon.
Rangoon. That's what it was, a rangoon.
Seafood rangoon?
Yes.
Oh. Good for you. For a $4 platter? I don't know if I'm trusting that.
I'm sorry I don't eat at the best places in New York, Jason. I'm sorry.
Best places?
I'm sorry.
I guarantee
you eat at the best places. I'm sorry.
For the same amount of money, we're going to go get you a better Chinese.
I eat the worst places. I'm an asshole. There you go.
How soon after you eat that do you shit?
Jimmy,
Come back. I'm asking you a question.
Does everyone hate us?
I'm done talking.
Ow.
Yep, everyone hates us officially.
Happy workplace.
So John Hein the other day was doing a story for the news talking about the Oscars, and he was saying that hands down, Daniel Day-Lewis is going to win Best Actor. Put it in the books. It's over. It's done. So for some reason, the way he was saying it, how short he was, really rubbed me the wrong way. So I went to Lisa in front of John, and I said, I'll bet John right now $100 that Daniel Day-Lewis will not win the Oscars. So I have not seen Lincoln. I do not know anything.
You took the field.
I just took the field, and my thought was, hey, people are kind of sick of the whole Lincoln thing. Like, Lincoln is so played out already this year. People are just bored by it. People are bored by Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, the guy's nominated for an Oscar every time he does a movie. Every 5 years he does a movie.
The problem is, the most annoying thing I think about John Hein is that he is right 99% of the time.
Oh, that's why.
Like, when you bet against him, he'll be right. You watch.
Yeah, no, I know, and you know, and he'll come in and he won't make a big deal about it, which I find annoying. He'll be like, yeah. Oh, did he win? That's how it'll be. Did he win? We are here at the end.
We have time for another quick one, or we don't?
Do a quick one.
This is a great one too.
Hurry
so
up.
I guess Sal and Richard were leaving yesterday, and Sal went to grab a cupcake because it was Cupcake Wednesday, and Richard said no. He slapped his hand. He goes, "No, honey, you can't have that." I guess they're trying to be the exact same weight.
That's disgusting.
Richard, he wants them to be the exact same weight.
Buddy system.
So they're monitoring what each eats.
You and I are the same weight as Jason.
And that wraps up Back Office Radio. Maybe we'll be back next week. Make sure to catch us at 10 a.m. on Fridays on Howard 101. Thank you, everybody.
Peace.